everybody, and welcome to How To Videos with Dr. Gates. This video is going to focus on how to create and edit a Google site. To do this, you're going to need a Gmail email account. So if you don't have one, just type in gmail.com into any browser window. Go through the steps, create a free email account in Gmail, and then log on. Once you do that, you'll see something that looks very similar to this, and you head up to the upper right-hand corner to the matrix, and you click this matrix, and what you want to look for is the word Sites for Google Sites. Now, I don't see Google Sites here, so I'm going to click More, and I'm going to discover that I don't see them here either, so I'm going to click Even More to get a full list of all of Google's goodies. I'm going to scroll down until I find the option for Sites, and I'm going to choose that. Now, I've already created one example site so that you can see what it looks like when you do get into the sites area. If you have not created any sites yet, then nothing will be listed here. To create a site, you can click on the word Create, and of course you can also see your sites, which is where we are now, and you can also view deleted sites. Be careful when deleting a site because sometimes they do not save in deleted sites and they will go away forever. So I'm going to choose Create and get started creating a brand new site. When you create a site, you can get started by choosing a different template or a different look for your site, or you can choose a blank template. There are many different options, and so I'm going to choose the Browse, and you can see that there's even ones for business, activities, schools, clubs, and so on. I'll choose the basic Project Wiki option because it's an easy site to use and it's very changeable, and I'll go ahead and select that. Once I do that and I've selected the Project Wiki option, I need to find a name for my site. Many names at this point have been taken, so if you choose a name and it fills out here and then you try to proceed and it doesn't work, you may have to come up with a different name. So This New Site 5 should be okay. We'll give that a try. You can, if you wish, select a theme, color theme. I'll just choose Iceberg. I can scroll underneath of here, and if I want to, I can also click on the More Options button, and I can give a quick description of this site, and we'll call it Italy. And then we'll scroll down a little bit further and type in the TAMOUS, and then we have to click Create to make this work. When I click Create, I'm going to wait for the Google area to build and create the site so that I can go in and edit it. If you click this and it doesn't seem to be working or doing anything, you want to scroll back up and see if the name that you chose doesn't work. If it doesn't work, you'll get a red message here saying that someone else already has that name and you need to pick another one. In this case, no one has the name and Google is creating the site. It does take a moment for the site to build, so we just have to wait for it. Once it does build the site, we'll go back into Gmail and kind of start over to see where this site ends up and how we get to edit it. So here's the site that we have created. This is the name that we gave the site, This New Site 5. And this is where we're going to begin making changes and updates and edits. And what's nice is when we're done, nothing will still be here and it'll all be personalized. But let's close this down, go back to Gmail as though you logged in on a different day and see how do we get back to the sites area. Same method each time. Once you log into your email, you go to the upper right and you click that matrix and you look for the word Sites. You can edit and rearrange this so that Sites shows up initially or immediately, or you can just click on Even More, scroll down, and choose the Sites option. Either way, it'll take you right to your sites, and now we see both of the sites. This was my old one, and this is the new one that we just created, This New Site 5, which is about Italy. Alright, now if I want to edit this site, I'm going to click onto it, and I have several different ways of editing the site, and we'll get started over here with the Edit Page button. I'll click the Edit Page button, and what you'll see when I do that is a lot of the things become non-visible, like this image isn't visible anymore, this isn't visible anymore, and so on. There are many different options when creating and editing a website. So I'm going to discuss a few of them, and you really, when you get started, you want to think to yourself, what do you want on this site, and how do you want a person to be able to navigate your site? So some of the things that you can do, of course, is you can change the title, and so we'll change this title to Italy. you can click in this area. And one of the things that's interesting about Google Sites is it responds to the clicking. So if you're not sure how to get something to edit, just click on or near it until you see that an option pops up. Well, I don't want to use their image. I want to use my own image. So I'm going to remove this image, and then I'm going to click in here because I'm still in edit mode. I have not saved yet. And from here, notice that I have many options that have popped up. I can insert many different things. I can insert a new image, a link. I can insert the +1 button so people can recommend me to others. I can insert something from my drive. I can insert a community that I've also created. I can insert a map. I can insert a YouTube video. So there are so many different options. I'll go ahead and choose to insert an image. And I don't want to use their image, so I'm going to upload an image from my own computer. I'll go ahead and upload trees in the fall. I'll let that upload directly. And then you'll see when I do that that it becomes one of the images that's stored in my image area so that I can use it again without having to re-upload it. It's selected, so you'll see the yellow box around it. And I'm going to click OK. All of a sudden I realized, wow, that image was a lot bigger than I wanted. From this point, you have a couple of options. One of them is you can click on S for small. Small makes the image much smaller. You can also click on M for medium, the original, or L for large. You can center the image if you wish or move it over to the side. And so again, you have so many options here as to what you want to do. And you can also decide how you want text to surround this image. The next thing I can do, if I wish, is I can save and take a look at what I've got. Every time you make an edit, if you want to see a little bit more of what it's going to look like, you can save it. And the next time you want to edit, you can click the edit page again. Let's go to the next area down here. I don't really want recent announcements in this area. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit to make sure I'm clicking on this correct area, because I don't want to delete my picture. And I'm going to delete this too because I don't want it. But instead, I want to insert a map. And specifically, I'd like to insert a map of Italy because that's what this site is about. And I think I'll go ahead and do Florence, Italy. So I'm going to select to insert this particular map. And I'm comfortable with the size it's giving me, but I do have the option to change it. And then I will save. Now when you first do that, it looks like maybe it didn't work, but in fact it did. And to see what it looks like, you can go ahead and save it. And then you can take a look at your map of Florence. So now we've inserted an image, we've inserted a map, and my next step, and I'll scroll back up, is I'd like to maybe make some changes here. I don't want this image here at all. I'm just going to go ahead and keep this text next to the map. And maybe I would also like to try to make one more edit to this area. So I'm going to click around, and I'm going to choose this option, which takes the wrapping off. Click in this area, and I would like to insert maybe a YouTube video. To insert a YouTube video, I need to have the link to that video. Now I'm going to borrow their example link here just to make this easier, but you could use any YouTube link video that you would like. And you can give it whatever title you want to give it, your YouTube, and you can save it. And now it's going to create that video there as well. And there's going to be a lot of effort as far as moving things around, deciding where you want them. Maybe I would like this on top, etc. Every time you make a change, you can click Save, and you can get a look and see how your website is going and if it's looking the way you want it to look. Now that's how you edit this front page, which is called This New Site 5. But notice that along the left-hand side, we have many things. We have like the due dates, and we have joining our discussion, all kinds of goodies here. Maybe we don't want some of these, or we want to change what they say, and maybe we'd like to create some of our own pages or edit these pages. And so you have those options as well. In order to make changes to the left side panel and also add and remove pages, you need to click on this option and choose Edit the Site Layout. When you choose Edit Site Layout, you'll notice that this area becomes editable. Anywhere you do a mouse over, you find the different options that you have. And so they kind of pop up as you move your mouse down. So they're not there if your mouse isn't over them, and that can be confusing at first. Now I would like to alter some of this navigation. So I'm going to click on that. And when I do that, it shows me all the different pages that are there. But I don't want the benchmark page. I don't want project updates. I don't want the time tracker, so I'm deleting these as I go. I don't want the to-dos list, and so on. I do want to add my own page, though, that I want to create. But when I try to add a page, I realize that I haven't created the page yet, so I can't add it on. So let's go back and figure out, okay, how do I, and you can see that it makes that update right away, how do I add on a page so that I can fill it into my left navigation and create that new page? So let's go ahead and close this, which also saves. And we will click this button, which is what we use to create a new page. So I'll click this, and we want to name the new page. So this is my new page. That's the name of this page. Let's see if we can get that to work. Yep. And I can decide where I want this to live, or if I want to change the template. And I'm going to leave it looking just the way it is. I'm going to keep it at the top level, and I'm going to create it. Alright, so where does this page end up? I don't see it here yet. How can I get it to appear there, and then how can I edit it? Well, once I create this page, I'm automatically taken to the page. So this is my new page. If I want, I can insert an image or a video into this new page, and I'm going to use duplicates. I'll just use the trees and fall again, so we can do this quickly. And our goal is to be able to navigate to this new page from our main page. So let's go ahead and make that medium. And we can add comments here, and we can add and edit a number of things on our new page just like we could on our main page. But let's save this for now, and let's go back to our main page, which is this new site. And we want to get that new page over here on the left. We want to be able to navigate to it. So in order to do that, again, I have to choose Edit Site Layout. From there, I have to choose Navigation, which does not appear until I put my mouse over this area, which can be confusing. I'll choose that, and I want to add a page, which I now can because I've created the new page. So this is my new page, and if I'm not sure where it's gotten off to, I can also choose My Recent Changes, and I can get to it from here as well. So I'll click OK after choosing This is my new page, click OK again, and now my new page appears on the left panel, and I'll go ahead and close this. Now I'm able to get to my new page from my front page. And from here, there are many, many other things that you can do. But the two main things that you want to remember is, whatever page you are looking at, when you click the Edit option, that's the page you're going to edit. You can't edit the left panel from that area. You can just edit the page. When you're done, you'll click Save. If you want to edit things on your left panel, you then have to choose Edit Site Layout, and then drag your mouse through that panel to make edits there. For example, I don't really want the countdown. I'm going to get rid of that. Yep, I'm sure. And I want to edit what's in here. So I'm going to click on there, and I'm going to add something here. This is fun. And I'll go ahead and click OK. And those updates will start to appear. And I can continue to do that all the way down on the left panel. And I can also add things to that left panel as I go along. Whenever you want to see what's available to change, just run your mouse down there and you can have a look. And when you're done, you can click Close, and it'll take you back to where you started. To get back to your front page, you can always click the name of your front page, which takes you back right to the beginning where you started. So hopefully that will get you started creating Google Sites. And when you're ready to share those sites, you can click on the Share option, and you can send the URL to your site through Facebook, through Twitter. You can email it to people, and you can even give those people edit rights just like you can with any other Google Doc. This site, or this URL I should say, will take you to your site from any browser. So if I paste it in here, I'll go directly to the site that I just built. Because I'm the owner and I'm logged in, it gives me editing capabilities. But if I were to give this URL to someone who did not have editing capabilities, they would just see the website without being able to edit it. So good luck with your Google Sites, and thanks for joining me.